right, Jasmine. Thank you for coming on here. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for believing in me as your coach and creating success for yourself. So I just want to ask you a few questions, especially now that you finished wrapping up the 90-day course. And I want to start it off. First off, what was it the biggest thing that stuck out for you throughout this journey?
The biggest thing that stuck out for me was how important your mindset is. Um, that was the biggest thing. So it had nothing to do with sales leads. It had everything to do with me, and I grew as a person. So that was the biggest thing that stuck with me is how my mindset grew throughout this process.
Love that. What were some of the things that you would say changed for your mindset from when you before you got into now being in and finishing?
When something's new, you're super excited. You're like obsessed with it, boom, boom, boom. And then when stuff is not going good for you, and that's with life and anything that you do, I tend to like kind of like slack off and get discouraged. But what I realized is I'm in control of everything that I do. So all I have to do is just pump myself up, switch my mindset, and then everything start going for me. So that was one thing.
Love it. Love it. And how have you seen that benefit you for your business?
Tremendously, like everything is consistent. I create my own energy. So I set the tempo for my clients. I set the tempo for the people that I talk to every day. It pretty much puts me in a good place to where I can be the best version for everybody that I encounter with. Mhm.
Love it. And how's the experiences with your prospects and with your clients now versus back then?
Oh man, back then they were probably a little, discouraged and stuff like that. But once I showed them, like, yo, I'm in this with you, like, I'm investing in myself. So it made them confident in investing in me. Like, okay, you got this program. I need to get healthy. I need to get fit. Like, I trust you because I know you're working on yourself. So I trust you to help me work on myself.
Love it. Love it. And I think that's the most amazing feeling is when you can get great feedback from your clients and they can see you bettering yourself, which only motivates them to want to be able to work with you more because
Hmm.
they're like, man, if my coach is bettering themselves, I need to better myself. So I love
Exactly.
hearing that. I love hearing that. And when it comes to the attitude of the way you approach things now versus back then, what's that attitude that you have now with your business?
Oh man, it's like a no problem attitude. Like everything is no problem. Like there's a solution to everything. Everything is not final. There's always another option. There's always a solution for a problem. So I take what I've learned with you, Anthony, and it literally connects with everything in life. Anything you go through outside of fitness and business with everyday life, that it transfers to that. Like everything's no problem. So,
I appreciate that. I'm glad to hear that. And that's my biggest thing is making sure that you guys can apply these different tools even outside of the business, because that's where
exactly.
you can also create massive success. And that's what's going to also drive more business for you. So I'm glad to hear that.
Hmm.
Um, what would be the biggest piece of advice for anybody, which I know was something that you early on before we even signed up together, I know it was something where it's like, okay, is this real?
Hmm.
Skeptical? Is this just a scam? What is your biggest advice for those who are feeling like that, and they're hesitant to jump into this program?
Um, the biggest advice that I have for anybody who is like hesitant or scared, that scared feeling, it's a good feeling. You need to feel that. That feeling that you feel is literally telling you like this is something that you need to do in order to grow as a person or grow as a business. And it's literally your intuition saying, yeah, this is gonna be scary, but you need to take that leap of faith and you won't regret it. Like you won't regret it. Like this has by far been the best investment that I've made literally in my life and with myself. Like, I'm like, yo, I'm really finna do this. And I look back and I'm like, I'm so glad that I did this because if I didn't, I would regret it years later. So now I can look back and be like, man, I'm glad that I, beat that fear and I committed to something. I'm so glad that I did it. So,
And
yeah.
now, and now you're a rock star. Yeah,
Yes.
love it. So how important, I want to ask you this because I know it's consistency is the game of the game. So how important was it for you to be able to be consistent on those group calls, the daily support, the coaching calls? Because I'll tell you right now, you're very coachable and you showed up. So how important was that for you? And for any piece of advice to others, when they join a coaching program, how important it is for them to be able to get on these calls.
It's super important to show up, even when you don't feel like it, because once you show up for that call, you're going to get some information that you needed to hear. And you're going to also be able to hear other people, like what they're going through and stuff, and know that you're not alone, and know that, yo, this is possible. Like, this dude he got 8 people healthy. He got 8 people healthy this week. Like, it's possible. So it's probably that motivation that you need. So when you show up, you're going to take something away every single call. You're going to hear something that you needed to hear. And like, man, I'm glad I got on this call. I got some good information every time.
Boom, boom. And what has been your biggest win so far for you in the 90-day program?
90 days.
Biggest
The biggest win.
in
Oh
any
man.
area, in any area.
I would say the biggest win is I learned something new about myself. As far as my mindset wasn't as strong as I thought it was, and I got to grow. I was able to get better. I was able to grow as a person, and I've also made a lot of connections with coaches from all over, clients from all over, because this program allows you to connect with so many people. So that's my biggest takeaway.
Jasmine, I really appreciate you. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for being amazing, coachable, not reinventing the wheel, allowing yourself to be able
Mhm.
to dive in and learn new material. And again, allow yourself to have the awareness to be able to say, you know what, I need to create change, because if I want clients investing in me, well, I got to
Mhm.
invest in myself first. So I appreciate that. Anything you want to leave off with?
Um, I will leave off with this. If you can't expect people to invest in you if you don't invest in yourself, take that leap of faith. If it makes you nervous, if it's scary, do it, because it's going to help you. You won't regret it. Yeah, it's time. It's time. If you want to grow your business, get with Anthony. He will help you grow as a person and grow your business.
Jasmine, I appreciate you. And the next thing for you now, we're going to get ready to start building that team up and
Yeah,
take it to that next level. So we ain't stopping. We ain't
exactly.
stopping. I love it. Thank you so much.
I got you.